Hey guys, welcome to another video, and I know this video is almost like old news. Everyone's going to be probably talking about the Schneider cut the next day or so. I'll be making a video of that in the next day or so when I actually see the movie, the Justice League Schneider cut. That'll be like the whole talks of the whole week of this coming week and stuff. And I can't say I'm excited for that movie, but I'm very curious to see how well Zack Snyder did the Justice League in his version and not Joss Whedon's version. But fuck that shit. I'm gonna be talking about Raya and the Last Dragon. Everyone's been talking about this past week or two. It's almost like old news, even though it just came out. But everyone's just talked about it and stuff. And I saw it a few days ago. Been a little busy. I can finally make a video and talk about it. And just wanted to say, is it worth watching? The reason is I just want to talk about if it's worth watching or not. Is because it's not like a typical movie where you're going to a movie theater and with your family and stuff. No, you're literally staying home and you're paying $35 on Disney Premier Access to watch the movie at your own home. And I just wanted to, this video is just about, is it worth it? Is this the kind of movie that's actually worth paying that kind of cash just to watch a movie in your own home? I didn't pay money for Mulan. I think it was my sister who paid money, and then I watched it when they were watching it, and I hated that movie, and I was so glad I didn't spend my money to watch it. But this one, I actually spent my own money, and me and Lindsay watched it together, and it was a good movie. This is not about, well, they're debating if it's a good movie or not. It is a good movie. Raya and the Last Dragon is a solid film, but is it worth paying money to see? Is it good enough for your $35? That's the real question. That is the real question. And I guess it all depends. It completely depends on whether this is a movie for you. And it just depends on, if you're watching with your bunch of kids and stuff. I believe if you're just in person watching it alone, I don't think you'll get a lot out of it. But if it's a movie you're going to watch with the whole family, then yeah, it is probably a better worth it, because buying this movie on Premier Access, watching it with, if you're a parent with 3 kids and stuff, you're probably saving a lot more money, because going to a movie, it's almost like $17 a person, and you're almost spending you get food and stuff. You'll be spending $100. So spending $35 is, it's not that bad actually. But if you're by yourself, you're obviously kind of losing money, because if you're by yourself, you're just spending $17. Or sometimes if you have a SIM card or if you have a coupon, you get a movie for free. And then again, you're watching on a big screen, whether it's an IMAX or 3D or something. Don't see a movie in 3D; it's a fucking gimmick. But is it worth that much money? Let's talk about the movie first. Then I'll tell you at the very ending if it's worth spending your money on. I'm going to be spoiling the hell out of this movie, so just go to the very end of the video where I say if it's worth it or not to spend your money on this film. I'm going to be spoiling quite a bit of this movie. So, Raya and the Last Dragon. Basically, the story, the way I can just sum it up, is about a girl named Raya. And she's a warrior of her village, and a lot of these villages are spread into 5 groups, and their group holds the soul of this dragon, and there's this essence or something. Sorry, it's these big purple essence that's killing people, turning people into stone. It's been like this for a long time. And they believe that this dragon will come and save them from this dark spirit, this dark force and stuff. But all these villages are at war with each other. And basically, at the end of this movie, the main character fucks up and trusts the wrong person. And basically, the 5 villages steal this soul piece. And they split into 5 groups and stuff. And also, the main character loses her father. You gotta have the Disney thing where someone loses their parents. You have to have that Disney cliche where someone loses their parent and gets turned to stone. And then Raya, the one thing I really liked is that was the whole first 20 minutes. And then it goes 6 years later, and then it's Raya on the adventure and stuff. And That's when the movie gets good. I'm just gonna say that. I thought the beginning of this movie was pretty boring. I'll admit that it was pretty boring, very cliched. Um, even the opening when Raya's like training and stuff, I could tell it was just all a training sequence. I could tell she wasn't actually stealing anything. And even though she's befriending the girl, I knew this girl was no good. It's like I saw everything coming, and it wasn't that interesting. Even like the kind of the build up narration, nothing grand or anything. Like, I don't know. But when it does the 6 years later and Raya's older, it gets a lot better in the movie. It does. When she's hunting these stones with the dragon, played by Aquafina, it gets a lot better and a lot more enjoyable. A lot of people are comparing like this world to Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, I can see that. Like, the world is very similar to Avatar: The Last Airbender. I hope you don't compare this movie to Avatar: The Last Airbender, because Avatar is a lot better. It's funnier. It's got a better mythology, better characters. It's an all-around better show than compared to this movie. So I don't want to compare it, because this one is just here and Avatar's like way up here. So, yeah, like when she's hunting and she runs into these characters from different villages, like a baby that knows like fighting styles. That's what. And then there's like a little boy that owns his own ship. And there's like big, huge dude that's like a heart of gold. I really enjoy all those characters. They're really fun and enjoyable characters. And the antagonist in the movie isn't like really an antagonist. She's just doing it to help her village. And then there's a lot of like, button heads with her and Raya and stuff. And it's interesting. I know where it's going to go, but it's interesting. It keeps my intrigue. And Aquafina as the dragon, I will say about her character, she is very unfunny. I will just flat out say that. The comedy in this movie is so unfunny. That's why it can't ever be Avatar: Last Airbender. Because Avatar is a great action show, but it's also super, super funny. This movie is not funny. It tries to be. It's not that funny, though. But I do like Aquafina's character. Her character is a dragon and turns into a human and stuff. But I like her character. She's so likable. She's a likable character. And Aquafina is a great actress. And she does a very good voice work in the movie. She's not that funny, though. A lot of the jokes is something like a lame babysitter would do to a bunch of children, or a preschool teacher would tell these kind of jokes. They're very lame jokes, and I'm just like, ooh, okay. Maybe your 10-year-old's laughing, but I certainly ain't. There was not one scene that I was laughing, but I like these characters. I even like Raya. Kelly Marie Tran did a great job. I like the characters. They're likable. I understand them. They have depth to them. And they're not just like these one-dimensional characters. They have a purpose. And they're good. Raya is not a Mary Sue. She makes mistakes. She has vulnerability. And again, she has purpose and depth. And I really like her as a character. Even Aquafina's character as the dragon, she's really good too. And the side characters, the baby's great. The little boy that's the ship, and the big tough Viking-looking guy they're all great. They're all really great characters. And yeah, I really liked the story. It was a good story. It was boring in the beginning, but it got really interesting. And this adventure finding these stones is a fun story. It's a very enjoyable movie with amazing visuals. It's Disney, so animation's spectacular. And there's some charming scenes in this movie. There's some very heartwarming scenes in this movie. And also there's a lot of action in this movie. It's like an action fantasy movie, and there's some very kick-ass action sequences in this movie. And it's pretty fucking cool. I'm like, okay, all right. You don't see this in a lot of Disney movies. You maybe see this in like a DreamWorks, like a Kung Fu Panda, but a Disney movie with some cool sword fights, like, you don't get this a lot. Usually Disney movies is like one punch and they're down, but like you get some like fucking hand-to-hand combat and shit like that. It's pretty fucking cool. I even like the ending when they all like turn to stone and they have to rely on trust to defeat this essence. It's really good. It's an interesting message about trusting your enemies. Like, sometimes you have to trust the people you can't trust to do the right thing. It's very It's not a typical Disney cliched message like follow your heart or chase your dreams or find the man or woman you love. The typical shtick. This is actually this is an entire movie about trust and trusting people that aren't very trustworthy. But sometimes to do the right thing, you have to trust your enemies. It's very interesting. And I really like that message. I think that's very cool and very clever and very real. People who fight in wars sometimes have to trust people that they can't trust. But to do the right thing, you just have to trust them. It's really good. And the back and forth also with Raya and the dragon is great because Raya is not a very trusting person. Well, she is trusting, but she doesn't trust people. But the dragon, Aquafina, she trusts everybody. She believes anyone can be trusted. And Raya just thinks she's very naive and just like, no, you can't. It's great. Having two opposite personalities like that really play off each other very, very well. And I really like that as well. And the movie, yes, has a very, of course, cliched ending. Like, there's no dark ending where someone dies or fucking shit like that. They obviously put an end to the dark force. The dragons come back. Raya's dad comes back. All the villages unite together. It's happy, but it's Disney. Of course, you're going to expect that. You're not going to get a dark, depressing Schindler's List ending, but it was very good. It was a good movie. I had fun with it. I liked the mythology, the story, the visuals, the fight sequences, and I liked these characters. There wasn't even a lot of characters I disliked. I actually liked pretty much everybody. Even her big, thing that rolls, I don't know what the fuck it is, because every Disney film has to have an animal sidekick, but Raya's animal sidekick was quite adorable, and I liked him. Again, with the exception of the, first 15 minutes being a little boring, the movie's good. I really enjoyed the film. Is it worth paying the money, though? No, it's not. I'm sorry. It's a good movie. It's solid 8 out of 10. I think it's a great movie. I was so glad to have watched it, but I'm not probably going to watch it again for a couple of years. I'll watch it again. It's not like I'm never going to watch this movie again. Maybe a year or two. So... yeah, I didn't need to watch this movie right away. I didn't. If I just waited a few more months, I could watch it for free, and my opinion has still been the same. And there's nothing too heavy spoilers that the internet will spoil for me. So, was it worth the money? I don't know. Probably not. I had a good time with Lindsay because me and her, I love watching movies with her. It's always a fun time. And you can't go to the movies now, especially where I live. There's no movie theaters open right now. But I don't know. I probably wouldn't think it's a good idea to pay this money. But I think if you're a family with a bunch of kids, yes, I'd say so. But if you're just a typical moviegoer and want to watch something, I would say just save your money and wait for something, better. Just spend your money wisely. We're in a pandemic, people. Keep your money and spend your money wisely. And it's good, though. It's a very good movie. I will never say it's a bad movie. I will never say I don't recommend this, skip this one. I will definitely not say it. There's a lot to enjoy in this. I would mostly say just wait till it's free, then watch it and have a great time with it. But if you want to pay for it, let's go for it. Yeah. I just think in general, $35 is too much. I don't know why they charge that much money for it, but the movie's got to make money and stuff. So go for it, I guess. But I liked it. I know people wanted to know my opinions. I liked it. It was a good movie. So yeah, the comment section will please tell me what your thoughts and opinions on Raya and the Last Dragon. Did you like this movie? Do you think it's one of the better out of the revival age of Disney films, or do you think it's a weak film? Give me thoughts and opinions, and is it worth paying this much money for? Give me lots of opinions. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if it's video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.